Mate Jahar Prasade Bhai Ebavadoriya Jai Krishna Prapti Oja Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vagya Chitete Goriya Gya Harana Guri Ho Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Radhe Ese Uttamagati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Shakudana Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Se Divya Gyane De Prakaseto Prema Bhakti Jaoite Advidya Vinasa Jaite Vadyaga Jara Garito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamajanara Bandhu Lokana Lokara Jivana Srila Prabhupada Lokara Jivana Ha Prabhu Koradoya Deo More Padachaya Ebeja Sisikti Bhuvana Srila Prabhupada Bhatita Bhavana Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Bracharine Nirvishesa Shunnavadi Paskatare Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannath, Swami Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Janeta Gora Sundar, Neta Gora Sundar, Gora Sundar. Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Jai Radha, Radha Radha, Radha Radhe. Jai Radha, Shama Sundar Radha, Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan. Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Vishnu Pada Paramamsa Pravicharya Sudha Sada His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki Ananda Koti Vaishnavandi ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Prem Shikho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Shri Mayapur Dham ki Nisha Jagannath Puri Dham ki Ayodhya Dham ki Mathura Dham ki Dwarka Dham ki Jai Ganga Maya ki Jai Jamuna Maya ki Jai Tulsi Devi ki Jai Bhakti Devi ki Jai Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda ki Jai They Lordship Jagannath Puri Subhadra Maharani ki Itai Gaur Sundar ki Jai Gurum Parampara ki Jai Itai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namaste Narasringaya. Praladadayane Praladadayane Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Silatankanakalaya Ito nishringo parato nishringo Yato yato yamitato nishringo Bahe nishringo ridare nishringo Narasinghamadim Sharanam Prapade Savakara Kamala Vade Nakam Abhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanobingam Keshavadita Harirupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Akara Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Jaya Nashingadev, 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 Jaya Nashingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Lakshmi Nrsimha Bhagavan ki, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Rago Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Their Lordships Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Sundar ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanande. So welcome to the Sunday Love Feast program. Today we have a very special program which is incorporating our book awards for our summer book marathon, and leading us in this wonderful endeavor to please Srila Prabhupada are two of our local book ministers, His Grace Rajkishore Prabhu and His Grace Tarun Baladev Prabhu. Both these devotees have taken on this wonderful service of book distribution here at New Jagannath Puri Temple. They both are involved in the fields of education, and they have quite a passion for the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books. Without any further delay, I hand you over to these devotees. While we wait for Prabhu to get settled, there are just a few announcements that we want to make. You would have heard by now that the Rath Yatra festival is back in full swing this year. So we have an exciting 4-day festival coming up. So you should be getting excited to help us in rendering service. There's quite a bit of service that needs to be done. We are in the pros of fundraising, so there are booklets available if you wish to take some receipt books to assist us in the funding that is necessary for this wonderful festival. So please do take note of the dates of the Rath Yatra festival that are posted downstairs, which again is the Easter weekend. And if you are interested in rendering some service, you can see Achutapriya Mataji at the gift shop. Also, we have many upcoming festivals. We have Advaita Acharya's appearance, Lord Nityananda's appearance, and then the wonderful festival of Gaur Purnim. There are many festival sponsorship opportunities. We did post this quite a while back, but they will be up on the notice boards at the bottom as well. You'll notice today that we have a little bit of a new concept in the Jagannath market, so you'll be able to support us in our fundraising through the sale of and purchase of vegetables, which happens downstairs at the hall.
So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. So please join me in singing Jai Radha Madhava and appreciating the beautiful deity form that you'll see there on the picture behind me. I have put up the lines, especially for those of you that are new, so maybe you can follow with this particular bhajan. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Thank you, Brahma. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jai Nitai Gora Sundar, Nitai Gora Sundar, Gora Sundar. Jaya Nitai Gora Sundar, Nitai Gora Sundar, Gora Sundar. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Sundar Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So, Hare Krishna devotees, and welcome back. I don't know whether you can see the slides, but my co-pilot, my co-partner, His Grace Tarun Baladev Prabhu designed this beautiful slide presentation. I'm merely presenting, but it's being lost because there's too much of light here, but I'm hoping that you can see something. So, we want to welcome you to NJP, especially if we have new devotees. We want to say a very warm welcome to you. And some of you may recognize that picture there. You're probably in that picture, and I don't know whether you can see it. I'm just going to scroll up. Okay. All right, so like I said, the light seems to be a factor here, but we'll try and make the best of it. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is welcome you to our Sunday Love Feast. So the Sunday Love Feast, as the name suggests, is all about love. And that's what we are trying to inculcate at NJP, or New Jagannath Puri Temple. And we are glad that you could make it and that you could find some time to come and attend our program. Of course, we have a very exciting lineup for you today. Sorry, 1 minute. Maybe I'll just... Okay. There we go. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so I was saying, we were past that slide. I'm just going to use that. And we were talking about the Sunday Love Feast, and we're welcoming you and thanking you that you made it to the program. So like we were saying, we have a very lovely and exciting lineup for you this morning. And we're hoping that you would not go away prematurely and that you would stay for the full program. Just in case you don't know, I've already spoken to the prasadam department so that they will delay the prasadam by an hour. So if you're planning on running away, may God be with you. I'm just kidding, the prasadam will go on as usual. All right, so my co-pilot, like I said, His Grace Taruna Baladev Prabhu, and I are going to speak about our family business and the business that we are meant to engage with. We all know what a family is typically. I'm sure we all have heard of families and we are part of families. So ideally, we have a family with a head, which is normally parents. And of course, we have siblings and we have brothers, sisters, and children who are sort of dependent on the heads at that point. We interact with each other, and we try to provide economic, psychological, emotional and so many other support structures to each other in the family. That's the idea. So His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu has a slightly different perspective on what family constitutes. So I want to quickly tell you a little bit about this Prabhu. And if I just may share something from the book itself. My apologies. So this is the book that he's published. It's called Our Family Business. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this, but in a minute. So I just need to quickly tell you about His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu. At the age of 16, he was in high school. Most of us are in high school around that age. And he was getting bored in a classroom situation, understandably so, because high school typically cannot give you what you're looking for. He had all these questions about life, about the destination after death, and so on and so on. And when he inquired from his teachers, nobody could give him an answer to those kind of questions. So what happened is, out of pure frustration, he quit school. He quit high school. And he decided to go on a quest to search for religion. But during that period, he came across this interesting BTG article. And that's our Back to Godhead magazine, which you'll see that we tried to promote at the back here. How interesting is that he just read that one article. Immediately, he found his way to the Hare Krishna temple, and I'm going to cut the story very short. And when he went to the temple, he met the devotees, and he immediately fell in love with the process, and he understood that this process is all about love of Godhead. And so shortly after that, he took initiation from Srila Prabhupada, and he became Srila Prabhupada's disciple. And he happens to be one of the most prolific book distributors of our times. He's done literally thousands of books, and he now lives in the very, very prominent Silicon Valley in America, which happens to be extremely rich. And he engages people in the Silicon Valley almost daily, and he's selling books like hotcakes. So that's a little preview of him, but there's several people who had to say amazing things about this devotee. I'm just going to read one little quotation for you this morning. And it's from Radhanath Swami. With every page I read, I can feel the contagious spirit of gratitude and compassion that springs from the heart of Vaisesika Das. So that was just Radhanath Swami Maharaj who said that. And there's Niranjan Swami and Shivaram Swami and a whole lot of other devotees who've said so many wonderful things about this devotee. So what is this Our Family Business all about? So that's what we are talking about this morning, and I'm sure you can see that there. So our family, and I'm not too sure whether you can see all the words there, but we'll try to make sense of it. I made it as big as possible. It refers to Lord Krishna's devotees, and our business is to inform as many people as possible about Krishna and his teachings. All right, so that's our definition of what our family should ideally look like. But let's look at other successful families. Other family businesses, for example, the Fords and the Disneys of America, we all heard of them. And the Tatas, that's Ratan Tata of India, and the Birlas of India are successful family dynasties. The businesses owned and operated by these families have been around for many generations. When it comes to longevity is living up to a long life. Japan's Hoshi family, which runs the Hoshi hotels, is the oldest. Of course, the Hoshis opened for business in 1718 AD, making their business the oldest family business run in the world. And they are 50 generations in, and that is amazing information. Now, if you think that's amazing, wait for this. Is their hospitality business really the oldest? Well, according to Vedic histories, Lord Krishna started his family business at the beginning of creation. Now, who's going to get better than that? When he poured Vedic wisdom into the heart of Brahma and empowered him to use the knowledge to create a universe where jivas could rectify their consciousness and return to him. Now, isn't that the ideal father? That he wants to take you back because he knows that he can ultimately provide you with protection and everything that you need? And that's the family we're talking about. And then Lord Brahma was given the instruction by his father, Sri Krishna Bhagavan. And his role was to expand his family business, and he taught them and empowered each of his members to learn what he had been taught and then to pass that Vedic knowledge on to the subsequent generations. His son is Narada, for example, became the mentor of Krishna Dvaipanya Vyasa, and we hear of Vyasadeva, who compiled, edited, and expanded the Vedas through his son and many disciples. So you can see this disciplic succession, how the knowledge is being passed from father to son, and that whole family lineage is passing on. His role was to, and of course he was eager to broadcast to the people of Kali Yuga, that's all of us, the knowledge that would alleviate their miseries, engaged a scribe to write down the Vedas. So he got a scribe to write down the Vedas. He understood through this mystic vision, of course they were very mystical and they were connected to the divine, and spiritual knowledge that the people of Kali Yuga would suffer from a variety of hardships, including diminished memory. He knew that in Kali Yuga, in order to remember and follow the Veda's sacred teachings, humankind would need them in written form. So you can see that even Vyasadeva, that mercy and that compassion is still there, because he mentions he wanted to alleviate them from misery. And he was aware of the hardships. So when you are going through hardships on your day-to-day life, in your jobs, getting up in the morning, struggling to finish your rounds, and so on and so on, that was all anticipated in the Vedas. It was there. And because of the mercy of Vyasadeva and so on, who has come down, we now realize that these processes are going to be there, but there are people there to help us through it. And the Vedas, I'm going to tell you very quickly because this print is really fine and you may not be able to see it. The Vedas was essentially one big book which was called the Tattva Veda. But Vyasadeva split it into 4 sections and he called it the Rig, the Yajur, the Sama, and the Tattva. And what he did thereafter, he divided them into further parts and then he empowered different people to help preach these things. And then later he wrote the Vedanta Sutras, and then he compiled the Mahabharata, and then of course in the Mahabharata is the famous Bhagavad Gita. And this slide is talking about all the different scripture that we were given. But the thing is that even here Vyasadeva realized that not everyone's inclined to the same kind of reading. So what he did, for those of you who are a little philosophically or less philosophically inclined, you don't like too much of the philosophy in Krishna consciousness, he gave Krishna consciousness in the form of Mahabharata, in the form of a story. And then, for those of us who are philosophically inclined, he gave us Bhagavad Gita, which contains all the truths that no other religion in the world can lay claim to. The Bhagavad Gita is one of the most profound scriptures in the world. And you'll find that every day, somebody of another faith is realizing how powerful the Bhagavad Gita is. I mean, our American actor Will Smith, he's a prolific reader of the Bhagavad Gita. So that was Vyasadeva. And then we have the disciplic succession, which is all the personalities that you see on the altar from Krishna coming down. So from Krishna, I'm going to summarize this very quickly. It's from Krishna to Brahma, and then Brahma to Narada, and then Narada to Vyasadeva, and then to Srila Rupa Goswami, and then to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, and then finally to our own Srila Prabhupada, writing his Bhaktivedanta purport. And they're all in the same family business. That's the point I'm trying to make. So how do we know that? And there's a little excerpt that Vaisesika Prabhu says, you visit any BBT office around the world, and you will find that devotees share in Vyasadeva's mood and in the work ethic and in Srila Prabhupada's desire that Krishna consciousness be made accessible to everyone in every walk of life. In fact, the BBT is translating the Srimad Bhagavatam into so many languages that almost everyone and anyone in the world can read it. So that is how amazing the parampara is, that they have taken all the scripture, translated it into so many other languages. But again, the line of the family business is still continuing. And of course, even Vyasadeva wasn't happy, and there's this little pastime that I can quickly relate to you because time is of the essence. He wasn't happy after he put the Vedas together. And he was very despondent, and he went to his spiritual master, Narada Muni, and he said, my spiritual master, I'm not too happy about this whole compilation of the Vedas. Can you please tell me what's troubling me? And then immediately Narada Muni, who was connected to Krishna, said to him, the problem is that you have not actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Godhead. That part was missing. That philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless. Therefore, describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of God as Sri Krishna more vividly. And notice, Vyasadeva accepted his guru's advice as once. So, my question is, when our gurus give us advice, do we take it at once? But yeah, it's a good point to remember. After attaining the perfection of meditating on Krishna and directly seeing Krishna, his potencies and his pastime, Vyasadeva produced the Srimad Bhagavatam, or the Bhagavad Purana, which is the topmost scripture in the Vedas. His text is his own commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, and it is thus the distilled essence of everything he had written before. In it, he purely described the absolute truth, Sri Krishna, and his activities in vivid detail. So that's basically the parampara up to Srila Prabhupada. And then we come to the parampara's other roles. And they taught Srimad Bhagavatam, of course, and it's a long story, but I'm not going to go into, to Shukadev. And Shukadev, he spoke it to Maharaj Parikshit, who was cursed to die within a period of 7 days. And you probably know the story. And then Sutta Goswami, who was present, he presented it to another audience and so on with. And out of this great compassion for those gross materialists who struggle to cross over the darkest regions of material existence, they spoke this most confidential supplement to the cream of Vedic knowledge after having personally assimilated it by experience. So the Bhagavatam is really a beautiful piece of literature. And then His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, who's sitting in the back. Today's distributors of Srila Prabhupada's books, in that same mood of compassion as many of you here, venture door to door or onto the street to fairs, rock concerts, and shopping centers. Anywhere they can find people in need of spiritual enlightenment to join in the family business of presenting Srimad Bhagavatam to society. When they do so, they are serving an ancient line of succession of great souls that come down from Sri Krishna to Brahma, Narada, and Vyasadeva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his spiritual descendants, down to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and his disciples and their descendants. All of these personalities are actually spiritual entrepreneurs. I love that word. These devotees who today follow Srila Prabhupada examples, and we have many of them in our midst. Example, an exhaustive instruction to expand book publication and distribution will be successful in their entrepreneurship. So they treated entrepreneurs as business people. And so you can see that it's stated here that if you treat this seriously, you will be successful in this whole business venture, because they are backed by all of Krishna's eternal family members. So you can see that there's so much of mercy that's coming down this line, this family line, and this family business. And of course, our A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada stands out as the forefront and the forerunner. Why? Look at it. In a news article, 01, Srila Prabhupada at age of 69 came along to the United States on a freighter. He had no money, and he had only $7 worth of unspendable rupees in his pocket and no backers. His travels within its 12 short years, he circled the globe 14 times. 12 years, he did it 14 times. Imagine that. He developed a worldwide spiritual movement, opened 108 temples, and to date there's in excess of 140 temples worldwide. And imagine at the age of 69 to start writing books. But he accomplished this major feat of completing 70 books. And look at the Bhagavatam itself. That is an 18-volume compilation. So you can see how much Srila Prabhupada has done for us. So my prayer to you and my request to you is what Srila Prabhupada is saying. He says, spiritual entrepreneurs such as Srila Prabhupada and the other acharyas in our line carry a burden. They can see the degree to which people are suffering, and all of us can as well. They feel the responsibility and especially the compassion to try to relieve that suffering. And that's why we as devotees do what we do. Their teachings are authorized and empowered by Krishna. When their writings go to the press and hit the streets, people who read them begin to sing Krishna's name and practice devotional service. And we've seen tons of experience of that. And then finally, Srila Prabhupada's prayer, as he got off the Jaladuta, just before he put foot on American soil, he disclosed to the world that he felt the burden to save people from suffering. And this was his prayer. How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. The words of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation. And if a sober person repeatedly receives them with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. So before I move over to handing over to my esteemed colleague, Srila Prabhupada's instruction was as follows. Our first business is this book distribution. There is no need of any other business. If this book distribution is managed properly, pushed on with great enthusiasm and determination, and at the same time, if our men keep spiritually strong, then the whole world will become Krishna conscious. So I'm going to end by just giving you a little experience of my own. Many years ago, I was given a Bhagavad Gita by a devotee. I took it, and most Hindus do this, wrapped it up in some nice cloth, and I kept it in a prayer place. I never bothered to open it, and after about 10 years, I went and decided to open this Bhagavad Gita. As soon as I started reading it, I couldn't understand anything in it. And with all the academic, whatever qualifications we have, the Bhagavad Gita made no sense. I just couldn't make head and tail of it. I put it away. And a few days later, I read it again. Still couldn't make sense of it. Put it away. And then said, no, this Bhagavad Gita is too difficult for me. I can't understand the language. And Srila Prabhupada has such a brilliant command of the language. Anyway, a few days later, a group of devotees were going up our road, and they stopped by and decided to sign us up for some magazines, and I signed on to a Back to Godhead magazine. And a few days later, there was a program at the University of Durban, Westville, and so my wife and I, her name is Vilasni Radha, she's sitting in the back, and so we said, we're doing nothing, let's just go and see what this is all about. And so we went to the University of Durban, Westville, and there was His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami. It was our first experience with a spiritual master and with a devotee. And as soon as we heard him speak and sing, we immediately said, this is it. This is Krishna consciousness. We've been looking for this for years, but we didn't know where it was. And the moment we heard him and we spoke, and he spoke and he sang, we said, that's it. The next day we became devotees. Or we became trying devotees. And that was briefly what that one book can do. Now imagine what that will do for you if you can put one book in somebody's hand and eventually turn them into a devotee someday. That's why Srila Prabhupada said that these books are ticking time bombs. You'll never know when they'll explode. So it's my pleasure now to hand over to my co-pilot, His Grace Taruna Baladev Prabhu. Like I said, he put together this beautiful presentation. My job was only to read it. And he will take you to the next part of the presentation. Hare Krishna and thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So firstly, we would like to thank Prabhanu Prabhu for engaging us in this most important service. Every service is important, but as Srila Prabhupada said, book distribution is our first business. So this is our first business. So, by a show of hands, can you, those of you who came to join this movement by books, can you raise your hands by reading a book? Yeah. And then those of you who came to this movement by association with devotees? Yeah. So you can see that this system works. The books and association of devotees. If we continue like that, we can advance spiritually. So Prabhupada wrote all these books for us, and let's then focus on the significance of our family business, which is book distribution. Okay? So firstly, these are monumental pillars of wisdom, and it's in our hands to distribute them. We have been given this opportunity to share this mercy on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. And these books are not just books, paper with words. They are living entities. If they weren't living entities, how are they able to transform people's lives if they weren't alive? Okay? This is the fountain of spiritual knowledge. Okay? It gives us, unlocks all the mysteries that's in spiritual life. How we should behave, how we should practice. And how we should advance spiritually. And the most important book, as Vraj Kishore Prabhu indicated, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. And the ones we most famously started off with was Science of Self-Realization. Now in the modern area, Srila Prabhupada's books are the epitome of how spiritual they are, because they are still applicable in any era. Okay? They give us guidance and practical advice on how to navigate the complexities of material life. From relationships to ethics, from work to worship. It is basically the blueprint on how you should find peace in your material life. And Srila Prabhupada's books is universal. There's no boundaries to race, color, religion. You know, I'm from the south, you from the north, I'm Tamilian speaking, you Hindi speaking, you Christian, you Muslim, all of that. It surpasses all those boundaries, so it must be spiritual. Because it has no borders. Wherever you're coming from, whichever corner of the universe you are, it will make sense to you for the aspiring seeker. And of course, it is the link for us to connect to God. These books, if devotees have been reading it sincerely and with great humility, you will understand that they have this transformational power. And here in ISKCON, all of us are wanting to transform our lives from being sinners to saints. But now that we've been given that opportunity to transform our lives, shouldn't we share that with others? Shouldn't we share this wonderful gift that all of us received through the book or through the association of devotees? It gives us everything that we need to go beyond the material intellect. It is only when you go beyond the material intellect will you be able to transform your heart. And in our modern era of bhakti yoga, or rather yoga, and everyone's doing some exercise in some corner of the universe and calling it yoga. This bhakti yoga, in the form of Srila Prabhupada's books, is the gateway to us entering the spiritual world. It is the yoga of devotion. It is here that your devotion increases and expands. And as Radhanath Swami always iterates, if you spread this, you are spreading this compassion of Srila Prabhupada. And although Srila Prabhupada is not here physically present on this planet, his books are the living connection between us and him. We are eternally connected to Srila Prabhupada through his books. If we are not reading and if we are not feeling that connection with Srila Prabhupada, we need to read more. What to speak of distributing the book. And it is the foundation for spiritual growth. Without having the spiritual knowledge that Srila Prabhupada has given us, we cannot grow. Although we know that almost 90% of your spiritual life is association, we need his books for ourselves to be convinced directly. You need to know that this knowledge will take me home, back to Krishna. Now, one thing different in ISKCON is that we have all these books that preserve our culture and philosophy. It's very rare in other religions, etc., do we have such unadulterated literature that can preserve us till we go back home. Now, without the preservation and without the history, you won't appreciate what has been going on in the past. Without Mahabharata, you wouldn't understand. Without Bhagavad Gita, you wouldn't understand what took place. And Srila Prabhupada has done this service for us so that we could go back to Krishna. Okay? We spoke about the global aspect or the universal aspect of book distribution. And in closing, devotees, Srila Prabhupada's books are not just literary compositions. They are living entities carrying the spiritual potency to awaken love for God, Krishna, within every sincere seeker. So if these books are alive, we should all be carrying them as Krishna and Srila Prabhupada in our hands, in our bags, in our boot. Are we carrying them? Who's carrying them in your boot, your bag, your homes? Yes. Because you have realized that this is everything for Srila Prabhupada. And that is what it means to be part of this family. Joining our family means distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. We need to resuscitate your relationship and enhance your realization in your relationship with Srila Prabhupada and Krishna ultimately. And you can do this. The time you feel part of a family is when you're participating, when you're all doing things together. Now, we intentionally designed this presentation with the Ratha Yatra chariots. Why? Because we have a huge festival. Thousands of people flock through our festival. And we have an obligation to Srila Prabhupada, to our spiritual masters, to ensure that we distribute Srila Prabhupada's books based on his instruction. So, some other devotees, including myself, Sudama Prabhu, Rajkishore Prabhu, and myself, we lead the book tent for Rath Yatra. Now, we are severely strapped when it comes to the resource aspect of having devotees to help us run that tent. So, knowing what we have told you today, we are expecting all of you to help us to be in that book tent distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. But by a show of hands, and we know that you may have other obligations on those days, etc., who can assist us in the book tent for Rath Yatra to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books? I'm so happy that before we can even start, devotees are raising their hands. So by a show of hands, this is wonderful. We need at least about 20 more. 100%. Very good. Excellent. So we got about maybe around 15 or 16, and we will take your names down in a moment. And we are really grateful for you to be part of the distribution of books in the book tent. Dear devotees, so with that said and that achieved, we'd like to now move on to the last part of the program, and that is honoring those who have distributed books on behalf of Srila Prabhupada in the December book marathon. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So just before Braj Kishore and Tarun Baladev Prabhu continue with their presentation, I just want to read something to you that may help. And I hope this is inspiring, what they've done. They did such a wonderful job, actually. But Tarun Baladev and Braj Kishore Prabhu took over our book table here in this last year. The date, I can't remember. Braj Kishore Prabhu, remember the date? August 2023. From August 2023 to December 2023, 31st December 2023, these two gentlemen have raised 119,848 Rand worth of sales through books. That includes 19 Bhagavatam sets that they worked very, very hard on the last day, for the last week to get through. And 21 back to Godhead subscriptions as well, actually. So these devotees have done outstanding service. If there's anything that we should recognize is their service to Srila Prabhupada. His Grace Rajkishore Prabhu K. His Grace Tarun Baladev Prabhu K. Srila Prabhupada K. Itai Go Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. So all the glory should go to Srila Prabhupada, because without him, we won't do anything. And of course, Prabhanu Prabhu for allowing us to do whatever we wanted to do. And when we first joined, he said, when we came to assist with the books here, he said, whatever you need to do, get it done, and he'll assist in any possible way. And he's done that. He's just come to the party whenever we needed anything. Prabhana Prabhu and the whole temple management has supported us in whatever we needed. And Prabhu's mentioned names of us too, but behind the kind of work that we've been doing, our wives, and there's a whole lot of other devotees that constantly help us to set up in the mornings, and we were so grateful to them for being ever so willing to help. And of course, the temple devotees, the congregation, for supporting us because you are coming there and buying those books. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Right. So devotees, we need to move on with the program so that we don't keep you away from your prasad. But like Prabhu said, and Tarun Baladev Prabhu said, that we need to honor these devotees who go there and put in the hours. Our job is easy. We stand at the back here. But there are devotees who go out, who brave the weather, in the rain, in the cold, and in all of that kind of weather, and they do the book distribution. Some of you are very, very intelligent. You do book distribution in so many interesting ways. And so as a tribute to these magnanimous book distributors, we want to invite a devotee by the name of Shamaduti Das. I know him as Neeraj Prabhu. Everyone knows him as Neeraj Prabhu. To give us some inspirational words as to how he continues to do book distribution year in and year out. And he's on the road, in the streets, all the time. So Shamaduti Das Prabhu, please come and inspire us and give us some of your secrets.
Hare Krishna. You know, I thought the time was 20 past that you forget to, to call me and things like that. Actually, it's not me. If it's only me, that'll be very wrong. It's a group of devotees that form the Harinamananda group. And so there's quite a few of us, and we have been so fortunate that by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Shri Panchitattva, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Jagannath, Lord Baladev, Sumati Rani, that they have engaged us regularly in the service of book distribution. We personally don't do anything. They have engaged us, and the only reason I can think of is that they like us. Srila Prabhupada likes us, Shri Panchitattva likes us. That's why we engage in the service. I can't think of any other reason. There may be philosophical ones, but I don't know, so it's a group of devotees that go out. And just a few points on how important book distribution is in Srila Prabhupada's books. And these I've heard from other senior devotees. Srila Prabhupada did not want to come to this earth planet. Lord Krishna, basically forced him to come. And one of the reasons, what Lord Krishna said is, they need your books. They need your books. So this shows how important Srila Prabhupada's books is, that even the supreme authority, greater than anyone else, has told Srila Prabhupada that they need your books. Srila Prabhupada's books is so important that Srila Prabhupada himself would read his books. That's how important the books are. And as Prabhupada was saying, the books are living entities. Even if it goes in a person's hand, they benefit so much. Even if the book is in the house, and even if they don't read it, they are going to be blessed. That's how important book distribution is. And if you want to feel happy, now we in the group, we're having a very good time. I can tell you that, So this is about family business, about sharing with everyone. So if you want to feel happy and really properly happy, not materially, if you want to feel that little bit of bliss or that bliss, distribute a book. Ask anyone who first time distributed, or even not first time. Every time is like a new experience. You will feel that bliss. And I've seen some WhatsApp video clips. One Mataji says, I forget her name and things like that, but I've seen it a couple of years ago, that you are embraced by Srila Prabhupada when you distribute his books. Srila Prabhupada smiles when you distribute the books. Vaisheshika Prabhu says, Krishna likes it when you distribute a book. We want to do things which Krishna likes, not which Krishna dislikes. Most of the time we do things that Krishna dislikes, but every now and again we need to do something which Krishna likes. And the whole purpose of spiritual life is about pleasing those who are senior to you. That is a way to make spiritual advancement pleasing. So when you distribute the books, you're pleasing your own spiritual master. You're pleasing the devotees. You're pleasing the devotees in the temple. You're pleasing the acharyas, all the way right up to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Shri Krishna, Shri Lord Jagannath, Lord Baladev, Suman Parani. The world, there's a song, Reflections of My Life. One part, the world is a bad place. It is getting worse and worse. We have to do something, any form of devotional service, but because today we're speaking about book distribution, try, because things are not getting better. Water shortages, electricity, water is becoming a big thing now. Just like how we benefit from the books, if you give others, they will benefit as well. So we like to encourage, if we can help anyone here, come and let us speak to us. We will try and help you. What we normally do is we go on Harinam. When we go on Harinam, people come out easier. They come out easier, and it's easier to distribute the book. So, if anyone wants us to come in the area where they want to do books, we can come and do the Harinam, and you all can distribute the books. It makes it a little bit easier. So, thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
His Grace Shamaduti Das Prabhu Ki Jai. Devotees, you can see how modest he is. He never takes any success and claim for himself, and he attributes everything to Srila Prabhupada. And that's what happens when you go out giving out and distributing Srila Prabhupada books. You become extremely modest and humble. There's a new devotee in our midst, and he's been doing book distribution for the first time. And so we thought that we should get a novel book distributor to say a minute or two of your time, just to take up a little bit so that he can share his experience. So it's my pleasure to invite Avi Singh Prabhu, to say a few words about his experiences so far. And then we'll continue the presentation.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hope you all are happy and having a lovely day today. I've never distributed books ever before. The first time when I went to distribute books was on the 3rd of December. It was the Harinam here at the NJP. And I've actually gone out, and it's such a lovely sense of joy, happiness. And I believe that when you go out to distribute books, you should have the mentality of the Shikshastakam. We need to be as, humble as a straw of grass in the street, and as non-envious and respectful unto others as well. I met people from diverse cultures, people that are Muslims. They all embraced me very well. And I wanted to share that I actually distributed books to Muslim people. And actually, after I distributed the books, they said they're coming to the temple to come see the deities. It was such a blissful feeling. And I've also gone into a bit of dangerous places as well. But with Nrsingadev being with me, so I have no fear to go into any dangerous place because the Lord is with me. And every living entity that's around, whether people are, living off the street, I treat everybody the same because the Lord is seated in every single person's heart. And that's the message that we need to deliver to all the souls so they can return back to Godhead. And the books of Srila Prabhupada is very, very transcendental and very special. And it's actually like Bhagwan himself is seated in those books, in every sentence, every line that's there. And it's very, very powerful that it transforms people's lives, especially their consciousness. As Lord Srila Prabhupada actually says that he's laboring so hard for these books day and night. He's translating. And we shouldn't take advantage of eating and sleeping. We should take advantage of the books. That's all I'll end with.
Their Lordship Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai. Their Lordship Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Sundar Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So, dear devotees, thank you for bearing with us, and we hope not to keep you any longer now. So, like I said before, we need to continue with the awards. And we want to recognize all these great followers of Srila Prabhupada who have done this with so much love and devotion. And these devotees have truly imbibed and understood Srila Prabhupada's mission and love. So we'll commence with the awards. And we'll start with, I will announce the names, and His Grace Tarun Baladev Prabhu will hand out the certificates. So just so that we get the logistics right, you can make your way to Prabhu, and you can get your certificate, and then you can pay obeisance to the lordships here, and then return to your seat. Okay, so we'll do this quickly. So we'll start with Shankar Chan Das Prabhu. I don't see him around, but he's sort of distributed 7 books, and he has 1.7 book points. So Shankar Chan Das Prabhu, I don't think he's around. Okay, Mataji, Jalangi Mataji has got some Mahaprasad from Mayapur, so we are so blessed. And as I call your name up, and when you receive your certificate, you can also get the Mahaprasad. Wow, aren't you lucky? There's another devotee. So next we have Shanae Summers, who's distributed 8 books and with 2.5 book points. Shanae Summers. Okay. Vasudev Das Prabhu, who has done 10 books with 2.5 book points. Many of the devotees may not be here. We did put out an advert on the WhatsApp chat as well. Yasoda Charan Dasi, who's done 12 books and has got 3.5 book points. Is anyone here to? She's downstairs. Okay, Sadhu Seva Das Prabhu has done 16 books in total with 4 book points. He's not here. Dominique, who's done 11 books with 4.25 book points. We base our scores, our rankings on the book points rather than just the number of books. Dominique, any devotee? Okay. The next devotee we have is Asit Shikar, who has done 4 books with 4.75 book points. Vaishnavi Satraj has done 10 books. And many of these devotees are involved in children's classes and so on. So if they're not coming here, it's not that they're being rude. They just engage otherwise. Ram Bhadra Das has distributed 4 big books, and he has a book score of 5 points. The next devotee is Lokachi Ram Swarup. 9 books with 6.25 book points. Jai. We have one of the devotees to come forward. I hope I'm saying your names correctly. If I do mispronounce them, please forgive me. Thank you, Mataji. The next devotee is Bhagavati Seva Dasi, but I am aware that she's in Cape Town attending. Oh, Mataji is here. Sorry, my apologies. Yes, Mataji is here. And she's done 15 books with a book score of 6.25. The devotee that will follow her is Namaruchi Dasi with 20 books and a book score of 7.5 points. Namaruchi Dasi? Not here. Okay, Raj Murad Prabhu, who is always coming and supporting us at the back, at the book table there, who's done 18 books with 8 book points. Ever so obliging and willing to help. Next Mataji is Amrita Rajanal. Has done 4 big books with book points of 8. Come Mataji, thank you. Yes, please give her a round of applause. Thank you, Mataji. I think the next devotee is, if I'm not sure, it's a kid, it's Arya Madanjeet. She's also in the classes. Yeah, so these are little kids that are involved in book distribution. And she's done, believe it or not, 27 books. This little kid has done 27 books with a book score of 8.75 points. Then Narisha Mataji, I don't know. Okay. Narisha Mataji has done 9 books with a book score of 9 points. Don't think she's around, okay. Then it's Charana Renu Devi Dasi, who's done 8 books, but lots of big books, so her book score is 9.25. Krishna Chaitanya Maharaj, didn't see it as devotee, but he's always in the temple room. He's done also 8 books with 9.5 book points. Also not here. Radhapada Das Prabhu is always around. Yeah, he's done 8 big books, but of which 4 were big books, and he's got 9.5 points. Prabhu is involved in so many other services as well. Nihal Singh and Radha Duty has got 5 books distributed with 10 book points because they were all big books. That's Nihal Singh and Radha Duty. Not here. Charlene, Bhaktin Charlene has done 5 books as well, 10 book points. Anyone knows Charlene? Seems to be the way. Sarisha Balakissoon has done 6 books with a 10.5 book points. Sarisha. Not here. Naveen Sibran Prabhu. He's done 16 books and is often assisted us at the back table when he sees we're under pressure with 11 book points. I don't think I've seen Janava Kripa Devidasi. Yeah, she's done 15 books as well with 13.75 book points. Krishna Prasad Rambaran Prabhu has done 62 books. So there's a lot of small books there. And he's got an accumulation of 15.5 book points. Okay, also not here. Kasturi Kripa Manjari Devidasi Mataji has done 43 books in total with 16 book points. We'll hand them out later. If you see the devotees around, you can always tell them to come and see us and we'll give them the certificate. Naveen Singh Prabhu, I think I saw him. He's done 29 books with 16 book points. Come forward, Naveen Singh Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. And Radha Ramlakan Mataji has done 22 books in total with a total accumulation of 16.5 book points. Well done, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, if you can have Prabhanu Prabhu to do the presentation of the final 25. Okay, so we have none other than Jalangi Dasi Mataji, who's distributed 67 books with a total of 16.75 book points. And then we have Krishna Kun Prabhu, 35 books, 17.5 book points. Vaikunta Nayak Das, 10 books, 20 book points. Okay. Avikar Singh Prabhu, 81 books, 20.25 book points. Sorry? So they are getting a special award. Shamaduti Prabhu has sponsored these books for the final 20, I think it is? 10, next 10. Okay, all right. Parama Sundari Devi Dasi, 12 books with 12.25 22.25 book points, big books. Okay. Calden Pillay, 50 books, 25 book points. We have Food for Life Kwamashu, 51 books, 28.25 book points. Krishni Devidasi, 26 books, 29.75 book points. And then we have Kedarnath Das, 123 books, 33.25 book points. Prabhu has a broken leg and his leg was broken. It's in the process of being repaired and he still goes out. Hearty round of applause for him again. Ved Vyasa Das, 104 books, 34 book points. Is he here? Okay. Premdan Das, 57 books with 35 book points. Gianna Janavi Daya, 20 books with 40 book points. Yes, she's not an old devotee. That's the devotee. So this is what our children was meant for in Srila Prabhupada's service. Thank you. Okay. Naveen Krishna Das, 45 books with 41.25 book points. It's not here. And our